All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 10 o'clock. Happy Easter. It's the 9th of April, and we had a beautiful day today. A little on the chilly side, but, the sun, it didn't feel chilly at all, let me tell you. So let's talk about this is going to be a local weather update, so I'm not going to get into the long range here. Just going to talk about the weather for the next couple of days here, through the week, I guess, a little bit, but mainly just the next couple of days, I think, all right? Because I'm pretty tired. I went on a very long hike today. Yes, I went all the way out to Napiog. That's right, which is by Montauk. To say hello to these Pine Barrens, which are in trouble. And who knows, it may be the last time we see them because there's terrible southern pine beetle outbreaks out there. But the sky was nice. We had a clear sky, onshore flow, and I even got to the beach. So take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. At Islip, we have 41. I can see West Hampton is down to 29. So let's take a look at Islip. Take a look back at the last couple of days, actually. So you'll see, and by the way, we'll run the satellite image too as well, before I forget. So see clear skies tonight. During the day, clear skies. There was a few scattered little cumulus in the middle of the island and over New Jersey. There's some stratocumulus. That has a tendency to happen when you have an onshore flow. But where I was out, which is all the way in this spot, it was clear. It wasn't a cloud in the sky. So let's take a look at Islip again, and you can see, Islip was noting a few clouds here and there, and you can see southeast winds generally throughout the day, and temperatures generally only in the low 50s. Dry air, dew points generally, the dew points were a little lower in the morning, and then they came up with the onshore flow a little bit, but generally speaking, and this morning it was pretty cold. Let's see, it got down to the mid 30s at Islip. I don't think it dropped below freezing, and then yesterday we had a lot of those high clouds around yesterday that were hanging on again yesterday. You see the overcast there. And yesterday was pretty cool with temperatures only. We also had a northwest wind throughout the day, and it was pretty cool. It was a little bit of a sea breeze. I guess looks like a little bit of a sea breeze in the afternoon did develop yesterday. But generally speaking, it was cool yesterday too. So as far as the low in the morning, yesterday morning, let's see. We got down also into the 30s at Islip as well. So we'll go over some of the sites as well with you. So we'll go and we'll look at, and did I close? No, it's still open over here. Okay, good. So let's look at West Hampton, which is down to 29, by the way. We'll put the lows and highs on the map as well. So you'll see here already radiational cooling. It's probably going to drop into the teens in the Pine. Well, the dew point's in the 20s, so it can't drop below the dew point. So it'll probably drop into the low 20s. You can see generally southeast to south winds with the sea breeze throughout the day, keeping us, well, I don't even think it hit 50 at West Hampton today. So pretty cool today. And let's see what it got down to this morning. Yeah, it got down pretty chilly. So it got down to around 23. And then yesterday, the highs were only, they just briefly touched 50, but generally in the 40s. So definitely a little below normal the past couple of days. And let's see what the low was in the morning. Yeah, we had the wind, so it kept the low from getting too cold up at 30s. But all right, let's put the highs and lows on the map for the day. And we'll first start with the highs. And you'll see here, where I was, I don't even think it hit the 50s. But let me tell you, when that sun is shining on you, you feel plenty of warm. But it was only in the upper 40s out where I was over here. If it would load, that would be nice. Here we go again, playing this stupid game that this site loves to do, and deciding, hey, I don't feel like loading the map up. I just feel like spinning around and not showing you the high temperatures. So you see, in New Jersey, it got warmer. It was in the mid 50s, interior New Jersey, and almost near 60 if you go toward Philadelphia. At the coast, it was in the low 50s. It looks like. And there was a little bit of a sea breeze there as well. Let's now look at the lows. And look at the lows here, and you'll see, it got down 23 this morning at West Hampton, 28 at Shirley, 33 at Islip. Everybody else had generally mid-30s, of course, low 40s in the city, and also upper 20s, it looks like, in Jersey. And you see freeze warning because they're going to be radiating below freezing. And they've had a lot of warm weather, so they have the growing season. We don't have that yet because it's been cooler here. Generally speaking. So now let's go and look at the almanac for Islip. And we'll look at the daily climate report. So high was 52. So running about, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but we were 4 degrees below normal for the day. And we can also go back to a previous version. Let's go to yesterday's. So yesterday's, we were also about 3 degrees below normal. So a little bit below normal, but that is going to come to an end as we have the warmer weather coming in. So you see that high pressure system there. That is going to, we were getting that onshore flow, but tomorrow we get more of a westerly flow, and that's going to be a warmer flow. And that high is going to sit over us all week long and give us dry weather, no rain. You can see west to northwest flow, so there could be no sea breeze a lot of these days, and it could get pretty warm as a result of that until we get to it Friday when we finally start seeing a southerly flow develop. So it could get quite warm and dry, and I think there's going to be a very high fire risk. So judging by what I saw with the beetles, that it's so bad out east. I have a couple of videos about it forthcoming, some tonight and some probably tomorrow. But a wildfire actually would probably be a good thing for the Pine Barrens right about now, because I think things are that bad on Long Island that a wildfire, yeah, it would be bad. Maybe it could threaten people, but you know what? The pines need it so they can survive. These beetles are out of control. So let's look at the HRRR model. Obviously dry. I'm not going to show you there's no rain at all week. So let's go look at the dew points and wind flow. So you'll see tonight, light winds. We'll have that radiational cooling again. Probably mid-30s for us. And again, in those colder spots, you're going below freezing. Pine Barrens, definitely below freezing, especially in New Jersey. That's why they're getting that freeze warning, though. Long Island and the West Hampton Pine Barrens will also go below freezing. You see that west wind tomorrow. It does become southwest in the afternoon, so there will be a sea breeze. We see the dry air, though, in place. And then as we go into Tuesday, you see that westerly flow continue. All right, and if we want to go a little further, we'll move this along to the GFS, and you'll see, again, west winds for Wednesday. That's going to be quite warm. You notice the dew point starting to come up a little bit. The air mass is going to start changing as we head into Thursday. It's going to feel a little more summery, actually a lot more summery, as we get to a Thursday and Friday with that west wind. And it's not going to be much of a sea breeze. You'd have to be right along the beach to get any kind of effect from the sea breeze. So let's go back to the HRRR here. And we'll go to the temperatures. Obviously, after a chilly morning tomorrow, it will be decently warmer than today. We're going to be above normal. Probably highs generally in the low 60s across Long Island. Maybe even mid-60s in some spots, especially interior New Jersey. But we will see sea breezes in the afternoon. You can see what happens around the late afternoon. Long Island goes down to the 50s. Jersey's still in the 60s. The sea breeze comes in tomorrow night. We'll still probably be pretty chilly, though. Mostly clear skies. We'll still see some radiational cooling. So upper 30s probably a good bet in a lot of areas. And those Pine Barrens could be close down to the freezing mark. And still warmer on Tuesday. We're going near 70 degrees for much of Long Island. Probably over 70. And again, the sea breeze is a little more limited on Tuesday because of that westerly flow. You'll have to be more out east. Jersey, you'll be well into the 70s probably. Now, let's go look at the GFS. I'm scared to look at the GFS. That's going to get hot. I think it's bad now. Wait. So we move this along and look at this. We go to Wednesday. All right, that's not too bad. Not too much worse than the other day. So low 70s generally speaking. But I think there might be some 80s in here as we get toward Thursday. Yeah, here we go. Getting close to 80 degrees, and notice no sea breeze anywhere. So 75 to 80 everywhere except maybe right at the shore. And then it stays mild throughout the night. And Friday could be into the 80s. And again, not much of a sea breeze developing. So we're going to have a very warm week ahead. Very warm and dry with no rain. So things are going to get dried out. And that's why we're going to have to watch out for wildfires. And normally I would say, be careful. But you know what? I'm not going to say that because, I'm not going to encourage people to start fires, all right? What I'm saying is, especially on Long Island, don't be hyper vigilant, all right? Because the Pine Barrens really need a fire right now, all right? No, I mean, it's bad. I have a video forthcoming. You'll see how much we've already lost, and the South Fork has pretty much seen a lot of the Pine Barrens being destroyed, but it's all over the island, these beetles. It's out of control. That's another subject. Obviously, the state DEC is not. They're a day late and a dollar short with everything. basically. As you see, it's going to be getting hot as we get toward the end of the week. So let's go to the skies next. Obviously, today we had nice clear skies. Once we start getting that warm air, and we'll probably not. I think one more day with some blue skies tomorrow, perhaps, and then we start to see those skies haze up with the usual cirrus and junk in the sky and contrails. Just Thursday, though it's showing a decent amount of sun, there could be some contrails in here. Let's just do our little sounding here, and you see there's some up. You always get this when you get these warm air masses. You're not going to get a nice blue sky. Usually that doesn't happen. Here we are Friday. Probably some cirrus around. That's the GFS, which of course we know is a low resolution. So let's go to the RGM here, which is a higher resolution model, and see the RGM giving us mostly sunny day tomorrow. It looks like the RGM is giving us a mostly sunny day tomorrow. So one more day with blue skies, and then you'll start seeing that cirrus. Here's Tuesday. You're starting to see some cirrus. Though still not a whole lot showing here, especially the further south you go. It could still be fairly sunny. But then as we get toward Wednesday, maybe even more cirrus. It's showing some, but not a whole lot. So the sun is going to be out. That's the bottom line. You're going to have sunshine, whether it'll be a nice blue sky like we had today or some hazy cirrus in there, especially as you get warmer. That's something I think that we'll start seeing as we get toward Wednesday and especially Thursday and Friday, especially Friday. Let me just go to the HRRR, back to the HRRR for one moment, and then we're going to wrap this up because I am tired. So you see that high sitting over us. Let's go. I'll just put temperatures here. But let's just go, and I'll just take some soundings. We'll do. All right, this is noon. We'll just do the soundings to see if there's any cloud layers that could form, because the HRRR was showing something. These lines are kind of close to each other for tomorrow over Long Island. This is noon. What about New Jersey? A little further apart in New Jersey. But I think as we move toward the HRRR was suggesting a marine stratocumulus deck coming in. Now, I don't see it on the soundings per se, but I was looking at Ventu Sky, and it was kind of suggesting that. But right now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Let's just go. I was looking at Ventu Sky, which is another model site we can use here. Yeah, it's showing that. See, here we are at noon. Nothing really, no clouds, but what winds up happening is you get toward 2 o'clock, it's gone now in this run. All right. So I guess that's not, it's going to probably be a fairly sunny day, though it does seem to show some clouds over Long Island as we get toward the afternoon. I don't know. And then a whole bunch of clouds around 4 o'clock develop. I don't know what this is. So, it's highly speculative whether you're going to see that much cloudiness tomorrow. I think it's going to be plenty of sun. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.